करुणा सिंधुम ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्री चंद्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम् परित्यज्य मौनं बटाधः स्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेशम् मधुस्यन्दिवाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गे नयन् श्री जयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते नमामः शंकरान्वाख्य विजयेन्द्र सरस्वतीं श्रीगुरुं शिष्टमार्गानु नेतारं सन्मतिप्रदं सत्यनारायण क्षेत्रात् सत्यव्रतमुपागतम् आश्रये कामकोटिसं सत्यश्री चंद्रशेखरम। Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. With the benign blessings of His Holiness of Kanchipuram Charitable Trust, the Department of Sanskrit, with the direction of the authorities of university, and we are going to organize this special program. As my student spoke, it's the 92nd Jayanthi Utsav of Swamiji Jayendra Saraswati Maharaj, and this is a regular practice of the university every year on this auspicious day, and we used to have this lecture program. Before going to start this program, Honorable Vice Chancellor is available here, who is presiding over this function. Pro Vice Chancellor is here. Other officials of the universities, faculty members of different department, students, and chief guest is also available here wholeheartedly. I welcome one and all for this special program.
Thank you, sir. Moving forward, we are highly honored to have with us the guiding light of our institution. I now respectfully invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor G. Srinivasulu, to deliver the presidential address.
Deve Dehecha Deshecha Bhakti Arogya Sukhapradam Buddha Pamara Sevyantam Tam Jayendram Namamyaham. My dear faculty member, respected chief guest of the day, VSR Murthy sir, is very famous motivation speaker, very famous in Andhra Pradesh and other states also. With the devotion on Swamiji's, he is voluntarily working for propagation of Dharma on behalf of our Shankaramatham. We are very happy for having him with us. My dear staff members and students, Jayendra Saraswati Swamiji, his name itself consists Jayam, victory. Whatever he does, it will be definitely a successful one. Not only his works, if he blesses somebody, he will be successful in his life. He knows the capacities of people, who is to be put in which place. He knows. And because of him, only the present Shankaramatham is highly developed and having so many branches in throughout India up to Kashmir, all states branches Shankaramatam is having there. Through Shankaramatam, many services to the people are being done. So, many industrialists, many business people who are very rich or very highly professionals, they know they experienced the power of the blessings of our Swamiji, Jayendra Saraswati Swamiji. If he inaugurates that company or business, anything. Here in Kanchipuram, there are so many, I don't want to say some names, but many prestigious businesses started by our Swamiji. We can see Silashasanam now also if we go there. So, because of Swamiji's Padam, his Padam touched in our company or in our business, today we are like this. Like that, through generations, they are remembering, they are having respect in their heart. That is the Jayam, that is Jayendra Saraswati Swamiji. Therefore, our present Swamiji, Pujyashri Shankaracharya Swamiji has written this sloka, Deve Dehecha Deshecha. Jayendra Saraswati created so many, he propagated bhakti, adhyatmikata among the people in India. If you see 30 years back when I was a student, then all communist speeches, all communists they are doing so much rubbish in entire India. So, he created bhakti, he rebuilt, he has built so many temples, reconstructed, revived so many. Even recently, Golden Chariot is presented to Ekamarnada Mandir because of him. He got donations and he created that, he built that Golden Chariot. Ekamarnada temple, Kamakshi temple you see, Varadaraja temple, all temples in Kanchipuram, not only in Kanchipuram, in so many states, even Rama Janmabhoomi, he is the main part of Rama Janmabhoomi issue. He was, because of him, that could be, that is now practical. Rama is standing there because of Jayendra Saraswati Swamiji, we can say. So, Adhyatmikata he propagated. Adhyatmikata means not only devotion, a good character. School children, for school children, he has published so many books to cultivate the Adhyatmikata from childhood itself. That is Jayendra Saraswati. Deve, Dehecha, Arogyam, for Arogyam, he established so many hospitals that you know we are also having here some Shankara hospital by name Shankara. Deve, Dehecha, Deshecha, Bhakti, Arogya, Sukhapradam. Desha, in Desha, entire country, all should be Sukha, all should be comfortable. That is his aim, goal. He donated so many things to the poor people. In his birthday or some other occasions, if you go there in Shankaramatam, you could see donating charities going on, many things. Charities are going on for the poor people. Even education he provided for the poor people. So Sukham, whenever the country is in difficulties, earthquakes, floods, whatever it may be, the first charity goes from Shankaramatam. Today also, whenever any problem comes in India, the first charity goes from Shankaramatam. That is our Shankaramatam. So, Deve, Dehecha, Deshecha, Bhakti, Arogya, Sukhapradam, Jayendram, Namamyaham. You also repeat this sloka, I will say, Deve, Dehecha, deshe cha, bhakti, arogya, sukhapradam, buddha, pamara, sevyam. That means the educated, uneducated people also respect him. Buddha, pamara, sevyam, tam namami, Jayendram, tam namamyaham. This library building, he is the architect. You know, being a sannyasi, being expert in Vedas, how he could design this. He is the architect of this building. He is the architect of that Shankara statue, the first Shankara statue, the biggest Shankara statue in India. Right? Many miracles he has done. So today, respectfully, we pranam him from our university for the benefit of our lives. Thank you, all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring presidential address. We now arrive at the core segment of this afternoon, the Pujyashri Jayendra Saraswati Swamigal annual endowment lecture on Sanatana Dharma, the Elixir of Correct Living. To deliver this profound address, it is our distinct privilege to invite our esteemed speaker, Shri V.
Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Loka Shankaram. I offer my salutations to the lineage of Bharatiya Guru Parampara in general, and to Acharyas Paramacharya Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamivaru, Jayendra Saraswati Swamivaru, Sri Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swamivaru, and Sri Satya Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamivaru. Today, we are meeting at a very holy place, the place and the seat of knowledge, a place where wisdom prevails, where education is imparted, encompassing the caste, color, and creed, which is the very essence of Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma, though it appears or sounds very ancient, according to me, it is Sanutana. It is applicable for all times, whether it is past or present or future. The Sanatana Dharma is sustained and propagated through the most ancient Peetham, Sri Kanchipuram Peetham, which is there from times immemorial, from Treta Yuga, where even Dasharatha and Kausalya visited Kanchipuram Peetham, seeking some children to continue the lineage of Ikshvaku. This is all history. And today is a special occasion and an opportunity for all of us to offer our pranams at the divine feet of Jayendra Saraswati Swamivaru, who was instrumental in making a turnaround of not only Kanchipuram Peetham, but also the very essential Sanatana Dharma. Then let us, at the outset, define what is Sanatana Dharma. For any generation, any current generation, it appears a knowledge, a dharma belonging to the past, which is incorrect. Sanatana Dharma is eternal, yet modern. It is ancient, yet contemporary. Sanatana is eternal. Dharma means righteousness. The principles that were explored and explained through Sanatana Dharma, they stand and they pass the test of time. And several yugas have gone, several thousands of years have gone. But Sanatana Dharma is still the source and a resource of all the fundamental and elementary principles to live and lead a beautiful life. Because life is beautiful. So, when I just recollect after coming over here, the very words of Paramacharya, they prompted me to speak a little about the way of living. There are many ways of living. One is style of living, then standard of living, finally the correct way of living. Style all depends upon the materialistic wealth, physical strength, novel ideas, etc. But it is very, very physical. When you go to the standard, it is metaphysical, where we have to operate everything through our buddhi, that is intellect. That's called Dhi Shakti. When once we apply our mind and intelligence laced with the knowledge and the absolute knowledge, we are sure of framing a life or structuring a life which is going to give us a bliss. Not mere joy, not mere happiness, nor even ecstasy, it is a bliss. Bliss is subtle and it is fundamental. It is the very nature of human being. Of all 84 lakh species surviving on the planet Earth at the same time, the man, rather the human, is endowed with the power of discretion and reasoning. Then he will fathom out the very secrets of the creation and nature, but only to further the values that are cherished and celebrated over few thousands of years. That is the standard of living. The style is materialistic and physical. The standard is metaphysical. The spiritual is the final. Absolutely, there is no real difference between metaphysical and spiritual. It is just a threadbare. Then what is spiritual? Sanatana Dharma is spiritual. Which is not really ritual, is not spiritual. Ritual is different. Spiritual is different. One has to promote himself or herself from ritual to spiritual. Why? Rituals are giving a lot of happiness. The galaxy of gods are granting all boons. They are erasing the very bane of life. But still, people want to rise higher and higher, deeper and deeper, and travel from without to within. This is the very cardinal principle of Sanatana Dharma. It is a journey from outside to inside. The other religions, or any religion for that matter, is confined mostly to a travel without. It has nothing to do with the spiritual quotient at all. We have intelligent quotient, emotional quotient, but very few will have the spiritual quotient. So in order to explain and expand the very concept of Sanatana Dharma, which will be there forever, which will be the undercurrent of the very culture of any country, especially the India, Bharat. Sanatana Dharma teaches us a sense of sharing and caring, number one. It will be dispassionate. It will not discriminate anything. It will never divide. There is always a sense of fusion, away from confusion. There is always a vision looking beyond times. There is absolutely scope for any division. So Sanatana Dharma is basically the human element that is to be explored, examined, and experienced by living a style of living. Again, what is that style? Wearing very costly attire? No. Having a lot of wealth around? No. Wear good clothes, have a lot of wealth, but indulge in charity. That's what Sanatana Dharma says. Religions teaches vanity. Sanatana Dharma, spirituality, teaches us the charity. Charity is wiping out somebody's tears and making the man more comfortable to live a life with ease and poise. This is very, very important. And Sanatana Dharma is inclusive. It includes everything. It absorbs everything. It welcomes everything. It sustains everything. But giving a scope to think, ponder over, and then explain the very vagary of the world as well as the mind. So, Sanatana Dharma will really promote us from style and standard to correct way of living. Then what is correct way of living? This is the question. A man has to live only as a man. That is human. In the sense, he may have animal instincts. They will be residual in all of us, in everyone. Then we have to identify them through knowledge and wisdom. When once we identify, we try to eliminate. Eliminate from our own mind so that the mind, pure mind is emerged. This is very, very important. For this, religious texts will not throw much light, but Sanatana Dharma is the light itself. So when once you try to understand the very dynamics and dimensions of Sanatana Dharma, we come to a small conclusion initially that what we are living is not really worth living. We are just living like any other species. We are born, we live for some time, and we vacate the body. But the very purpose of human birth is not that. It is to understand the texts, scriptures, and tread the path of Dharma, so that we always derive the ultimate bliss to make our life more comprehensive and realistic. Religion teaches you the radical approach. Sanatana Dharma teaches you the rational approach. The absolute reality is life. I remember Mahaswami, Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami, Paramacharya, when I had the first darshan of his in 1966 as a pre-university student. For 39 consecutive days, I listened to him on Sanatana Dharma, every day for 2 hours. Much before he commenced his discourses, he called me aside. I was very young, just 16 years. He asked me, what is life? So, as a science student, I started explaining what is life, biology, zoology, etc. Within 2 seconds, 30 seconds, he said, no, it's not and all. Life is nothing but a combination of clarity and conviction. In Telugu, he said, Spashtate Jivitam. So, if you are sure of the knowledge that you have, if you are sure of your own faculties, your negative and positive points, strengths and weaknesses, desires, aspirations, etc., then you will try to fathom out everything, and you can surmount the unsurmountable, then you will derive a point called conviction. It is conviction through clarity. We should have clarity first, then conviction. When once we have conviction, then everything falls in place. This is what Paramacharya told me in a very few words. He took only 30 seconds. That guided me so far. That brought me here, even now, today. It was a very guiding principle. So the Sanatana Dharma, who has to take the torch and take the Vitailampada in their hands and take further and further and indulge in the furtherance of Sanatana Dharma. It is not static, it is highly dynamic. It is an incessant perennial flow where one has to attune oneself to the very roots. If roots are excellent, we'll get very good fruits. If roots are not correct, if Sanatana Dharma is not understood or practiced, we don't get any dividend or a fruit. The very purpose of life will be defeated if we don't indulge in it. Sanatana Dharma doesn't really belong to the past. It is ever present and omnipresent. The Dharma that brings people together. The Dharma that confluences, converges all branches of knowledge into one, and only to say, realize your own self. You are not a mere body, you are much beyond that. You are not a mere human being, you are almost equal to the divine. If once we come to that particular phase, by intense spiritual practices, by assiduously following Sanatana Dharma, we are sure to reach the destination very, very fast. Otherwise, you will be sunk in the rituals. Rituals are not bad. If they are understood properly, if they are celebrated, if they are executed for the welfare of the mankind, then rituals have got a very great place. Because that is entirely a different genre where everybody will be involved and focused. But spirituality or the Sanatana Dharma cannot be really understood in the correct perspective and cannot be interpreted in its own true nature. So one has to lay their hand and apply the mind to know the Sanatana Dharma. I'll tell you. It's not mere definition, it is a practice. Faith deepens practice. Practice accelerates faith. These are interdependent. They are entwined with each other. How? For us, we have three role models. One is Paramacharya. The second, Jayendra Saraswati Swami. And Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami. Let us see how they propagated, sustained, and made a great effort by sacrificing everything for furtherance of Sanatana Dharma. This I think we have to talk about today. If you take Paramacharya, the longest ever pontiff or sage of the age is Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami. For more than 7 decades, he has really led a moment where Sanatana Dharma is taken to the streets, taken to the nook and corner of this country. Not encompassing the borders of this country, he walked along from Kanchi to Kashmir by walk. He met people, he addressed them, he interacted with them. He preached only one thing: follow Dharma, Dharma will follow you. Dharmo rakshate rakshitaha. We all know that. But is it possible? Then what is the Dharma? Dharma related to individual is one. Dharma related to the family is second. Dharma related to the society is three. Then Dharma related to the country. Dharma related to the entire creation. Paramacharya, at the outset, he has brought out a great awareness among all the people that Sanatana Dharma doesn't lay in a text. It is contextual. As situations arise, we have to depend and prop upon the Sanatana Dharma, which will definitely give you a guidance. That will be a sunlit path, and it is a royal path where you can redeem all your difficulties and break all the shackles that you yourself have applied to. Then adopt a life where Shuchi, that is hygiene, Shubhra, hygiene, Shuchi, Shubhra, and then there is called a word called Madi. Madi means keeping the environment absolute clean. This is very, very essential. And Sampradaya, which is there for several decades, and that has sustained the humanity in a human by averting a situation where the animal instincts never overrule the human brain. So Sadachara, Sampatti, there is a wealth of Sadachara, Sat Achara. Then Shastra. What is that Shastra? Shastra is one that has passed the test of time, that has benefited the entire human race at large, and given a beautiful direction, outward and inner direction, where we can reach our destination effortlessly. And it is a sort of a spiritual discipline. Sadachara means discipline. Unless we have a discipline, we cannot grow, we cannot prosper. Then came Jayendra Saraswati Swami, whose Jayanthi we are celebrating today. He took the path and made a turnaround, as we say, by taking the Sampradaya and the Shastra to the common man with a rational approach, making a turnaround. Where there is a ill in the society, he was there like a doctor. He administered a medicine, and he is full of, spiritual strength, physical strength, and also the mental strength. And he has three strengths. One is Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Jnana Shakti. Combined all the three and made into a confluence that is called Triveni. He also influenced the entire Bharat. By following Sadachara and Shastra, you can do this also. What is that? Jana Jagarana and Jana Chaitanya. Jana Jagarana. Jagarana means awareness. You have to create awareness among people, and you have to take care of the welfare and well-being of the society. So with these two cardinal principles, Jayendra Saraswati Swami took Kanchipuram very close to the common man. At one point of time, because of his great prescience and perseverance, dedication, and focused attention, he became an icon of Sanatana Dharma or Hindu Dharma. There is nothing called Hindu religion. It is not a religion. It's a way of living. That is why Paramacharya said, standard of living, style of living, and correct way of living. So, in order to indulge in and experience this particular correct way of living, there is no other way than following the principles of Sanatana Dharma. Then he did not end up in mere preaching and speaking to the people. He motivated the people, that is Jana Jagarana. Whenever he met any person, or whenever any person met him, he always inspired him to indulge in some good activity that so that the society is immensely benefited. And it is distinctly evident, as the Vice Chancellor of this university just mentioned, innumerable number of institutions he envisaged, he visualized, He made people establish and lent his spiritual guidance to make it a holistic epitome of knowledge, wisdom, love, and service. I think there is no parallel to Jayendra Saraswati Swami. You can't compare him with anybody. He is very straightforward. He is the embodiment of Satya. From that Satya emanates the Dharma. Then he is a combo of Satya and Dharma. Whether it is Ayodhya temple or any other temple or Purva Balaji, etc. So many things to mention, but wherever he did, whatever he made, whatever he spoke, it was for the awareness, kindling the awareness even in the common man, whether he is highly educated or not at all, who has no even formal education. That is why the whole society rallied around him. Being the Pitadipati, Jagadguru of Kanchipuram Peetham, he invited all people, tried all his best to bring them onto one line of thinking. That is why Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami said, Dehecha, Devecha. That is the reason. We are all to be together to strengthen this nation. We have to work in cohesion, develop pride in our own being, and there must be a sustainable growth. It should be progressive, it should never be retrogressive. So with that motto, Jayendra Saraswati Swami has contributed a lot, especially post-independent era. He was a proof, still he is a proof, that Jagadgurus play a pivotal role and a critical role, a positive role in maintaining the harmony in the society and bringing all faiths together, bringing all people from all walks of life onto one platform and energize them to engage in building a nation every minute. This cannot be done by any government. This can be done only through spiritual strength. If we see the whole world through the prism of spirituality, we wonder. We stand in dismay at one point how the creation is done and who has done all this. So that is one question. We say it is God. Even God has a form. God has a name. God has some plan of action in this creation. But it's not mere God, it is a phenomenon. In Sanskrit we call it Chit Shakti. Chit Shakti, Chit Shakti. So it has no form. It has no name. You cannot measure. You cannot estimate. You cannot evaluate. But you can experience the very beauty of their strength. So Jayendra Swami, today we have to remember for several things. Janajagarana, Janachaitanya, one. And for all downtrodden, he has taken Kamakoti Peetham and Sanatana Dharma together. Even to the poorest of the poor. When he interacted with Pandits, the most learned always used to stand before him humbled, not knowing the very dynamics of spirituality or Sanatana Dharma. Then establishing institutions, they are galore. We cannot even measure. We cannot count them. Today we have to remember him for two reasons. One reason, taking the very ideals of his Guru, but blending with modernity, without any westernization, and also taking the religious aspects to a height where religion is also humbled. It stands humbled much before spirituality and Sanatana Dharma. Not only this, Jayendra Saraswati Swami is such a straightforward person. He speaks volumes through silence. He imparts tremendous amount of knowledge in few seconds. That is the hallmark of Jayendra Saraswati Swami. Whenever and wherever there is a spark in any individual, he was there to invigorate and see that that prajna, that skill is positively used and used with a purpose. Yena kena prakarena yasya kasyapi dehina santosham janayet prajnaha tadeva ishvara pujanam. We all are endowed with a skill, a power. So what is that we have to do? By having that innate strength or skill, you have to make the people all around happy. It is not happiness, we have to grant bliss also. That alone is called Shiva Puja, Ishvara Puja. So it is a rational approach. Jayendra Swami and his approach for furtherance of Sanatana Dharma lies in establishing various institutions and various welfare measures where a common man is also taken care. We must be proud of him. We must be grateful to him. He himself is a source of inspiration. Then we have in the process, in the lineage, Paramacharya, Jayendra Swami, and Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami. At a very young age, he became Jagadguru, and from then onwards, the way he is handling in bringing people together, creating harmony among all people, by following his Paramaguru, Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami, by following Sanatana Dharma, by showing a lot of respect and propagating Shastra, and by following his own Guru, Jayendra Saraswati Swami, the welfare and well-being of the human race, Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami is now currently the Jagadguru of Kanchipuram Peetham. Many people may not know that he works about 19 hours a day, 19 to 20 hours a day, sometimes 22 hours. For what? He is already a Jagadguru. Then who is that Jagadguru? Who considers the whole creation as Guru is Jagadguru. Who adopts the entire creation and guides and leads is Jagadguru, Jagadguru. The Jagat is such a thing which undergoes changes very fast and at a very moment of life. Ja means the birth. Gat means it's gone. So Jagat, it is created, it is destroyed. It is perceived, it is forgotten. It is done and it is forgotten. So such a Jagat, if it goes into the hands of a Jagadguru like Shankaracharya Swami, the amount of knowledge, the amount of visions, the amount of strength, if you start understanding and measuring, I think a human brain cannot even match. No other human being can never match his speed of thought. What is that he does? 19 hours. He brings people together. He consolidates, he establishes a wonderful, natural human cord among all the people. those who meet him. So when once we go into the arena of Swamivaru, what happens? We may be knowing many, many things in life. People may adore and admire us, saying that he is such a brilliant person and all. But if you spend a few minutes of time with Swamivaru, you come to know very quickly that you know very few things and you know much less. You don't know, sometimes we also get a feeling that we know nothing. Here also, through love, through a proximity, granting a proximity, by reaching out to the people, Sanatana Dharma can be established. It can be furthered. I have seen many occasions, even if there are 2,000 people, devotees, in front of him, seeking his blessings, he speaks to each and every one, which can never happen with anybody, and it can never happen with anybody. And he inquires about the well-being. He guides, he guards, he leads. These are the qualities of a Jagadguru, that too particularly, pertinently, Kanchipuram Peetham. The Peetham has been run by Paramacharya for 100 years. Then Jayendra Swami, then our Swamivaru, then the next generation, or he is already a Jagadguru, such Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swami, who are all the embodiments of Vedic knowledge. We may fail if we say they have only Vedic knowledge. They can guide the world in a fraction of a second by giving a proper advice and guiding them on the righteous path. So, Sanatana Dharma, basically, I always say it is an elixir. Water is elixir of life. Sanatana Dharma is the elixir of correct living. See, we may be thinking that we are living a very correct life. But what is that correct life? Understand the very vagaries of the mind and the limitations this creation has, or the world has. And also understand that we have no way to live beyond 100. The first 20 will go just like that. They are formative. From 20 to 60, for 40 years, we work for others. Others means for family, for livelihood, etc. By the time we turn 60, then if we think of our dharma, the principles, the undercurrents, the dimensions and dynamics, much before the water is lost. Yet, there is a chance. And for how many years? 60 to 80? Okay. Then what we have to do? Then at least start understanding what is Sanatana Dharma. How it is described and explained in our Shastras. In Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, and more explicitly in Bhagavad Gita. Very, very explicitly. We have to have 3 yogas we have to undergo. One is Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Bhakti means concentration and contemplation, nothing beyond. Karma Yoga, we have to have a way to live. We have to be self-reliant and indulge in all worldly activities where we can perform our duties with the precision and perfection. And in Jnana Yoga, we have to acquire knowledge. We have to mix it with the wisdom, because wisdom comes by birth, but knowledge lingers in the streets. The Laukika Jnana and the Paralaukika Jnana together will become Jnana, the absolute knowledge, where we have to be of some use to somebody in life. And we must become the role models by following Sanatana Dharma. Today we remember Paramacharya for what? For what all he taught us, for what all he spoke with us, and for what all he imparted selflessly, but with a tremendous amount of perfection, clarity, and conviction. We have to remember Jayendra Saraswati Swami Varu for two reasons. Fearlessness should be the hallmark of his spiritual personality. He was fearlessness, embodiment of fearlessness. He was never afraid of anything. He was straightforward. Whatever he wanted to express, he used to express, mincing no words. And whatever he wanted to get, he used to get. By convincing, by influencing, by impacting, and by inspiring the whole world. Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami, we are meeting at a time when Chaturmasam is going on in Urikai. Swami Varu, people ask me, what is the special quality of this Jagadguru in particular? The most unfading smile. He can win over the world through his smile. That is enough. His looks, the way he walks, the way he interacts with people, that summarizes the whole concept of Sanatana Dharma. I say with conviction, Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami Varu is personification of Sanatana Dharma, and he is a propeller, he is proactive, he is practical, he is expansive, and he is there to bring all people together onto one platform by creating equal opportunities to all, by imparting knowledge to all. The vocational skills that are getting slowly diminished, he wanted to re-establish and develop a rural India, because India lives in villages. Now, India lives in corporates. India lives in something which we are not used to, or which we are not supposed to embrace. One has to modernize, but we should not westernize. Whether it is in attire, whether it is in language, whether it is in body language, or whether it is in a pattern of our thoughts, we must have our deep-rooted connection with our own sampradaya. That's why Swami Varu started a sampradaya pathshala, schools. Sevagram, sampradaya Sevagram. Each name reflects his inner vision. They are not slogans. He never gives any slogan. No, nothing. He decides, he explains, he prescribes, but within the boundary wall of Sanatana Dharma. So somebody, when I came to Kanchi last time, in Upanishad Brahmendra Swami Mat, one foreigner asked me, sir, how to differentiate between these, among these three acharyas? I said, first, don't discriminate. Don't compare them. Each one is a blend of the other. Paramacharya plus Jayendra Saraswati Swami is identically equal to Shankara Vijayendra Swami. Now currently he is guiding us. He is guiding currently the current times. And his guidance will be there eternally, like Sanatana Dharma. He imbibed everything from his own Guru and Parama Guru, because he went to them at a very, very young age of 12 and a half. So today, Sanatana Dharma is not a matter to be discussed. It is not a matter to be examined. It is not a matter to be explored. It is a matter, it is a subject to be practiced in life. Unless you practice, you can never know its impact. If there is a mithai in your hand, a sweet, Unless you eat it, you can't understand, you can't taste it. You cannot find whether it is really good or not. So we have to lay our hand on the information, then pass on to the implementation, then transformation. That is the real IIT, according to me. A mere information is gathering knowledge is nothing. Even a computer, we are feeding the computer. In the absence of computer, several years ago, Maharshis have given us abundant knowledge. The astronomical knowledge and also the knowledge that is related to the physical world. And they established they could very perceive, visualize, envision a link between the Bhugolam and the Khagolam. Khagolam is astronomy. What is that link? Lakhs and lakhs miles away, they could see everything, the galaxy of stars, etc. According to Sanatana Dharma and our acharyas, all the three acharyas for now, live a happy life. A life with a purpose. A life which is going to be successful. A life which has got a meaning to live. So a successful life, a meaningful life, and also a spiritual life. Unless you achieve all the three, then the dynamism of Sanatana Dharma can never be felt. So indulge in it. Try to understand all the dynamics and get attached to the dimensions and see the impact over several years and how it is going to guide us into the future, a bright future. That is why Swamivaru in Varanasi, Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami, people speak so much about digital India today. Everything digital. Then he said, we have to perceive, along with digital India, we have to have a divine India. That is very, very important. That is the very nature of this Bharat. Digital is only a convenience. It leads to a beautiful comfort, that's all. But divinity, divine India grants you a life where you can be ever cheerful, ever full of bubbling, ananda, bliss, and lead a very correct way of, correct life. The correct way of living is nothing but Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahi. We have to live together, act together, create wealth, and create a channel where it is distributed to the needy without any discrimination. So humanity or humanism, then the practical approach towards life, the very application of our wisdom laced with knowledge, and understanding the very needs of the current society in which you are living, a society which you are going to create, a society where you are going to lead a life. If you don't know, if you have no elementary knowledge of Sanatana Dharma, the color and texture and also the fabric of Sanatana Dharma, what you are doing is trying to build an edifice without a base. If you want to construct a wall, you need to have a base. The base is Sanatana Dharma. Undercurrent is Sanatana Dharma. In 360 degrees, if one has to evolve from man to human or woman to human, from there to the Madhavatva, the divinity, there is only one way of doing it. Whenever any thought arises in your mind, humanize it first, then divinize, then finally spiritualize. Sanatana Dharma is spiritualized version of divinity, and spiritualized and divinized version of humanity. That's why all our four acharyas, they emphasize on one aspect, the compassion, concern for others, proximity, embracing others, involving others, allowing them to practice the dharmic path, treading the dharmic path, practicing the dharmic principles, This is how alone Sanatana Dharma can be furthered and furthered. Now, today is a great day in my life also. It is planned by Swami Varu. It is executed by the university, where Sanatana Dharma is taught in many a language, in many a way, at many altitudes and layers, and a place where we have to exchange our views and enrich ourselves by acquiring a knowledge, a pure knowledge, where we can be really human, where we can become a complete personalities. Personality doesn't mean white color, a very well built body and all. It's not personality. Persona is a divinity within. We have to bring out that divinity through education. Nowhere in the world, other than our university and the schools that Swami Varu is envisaging now, the CBS courses and Veda, imparting Vedic knowledge, they never went hand in hand. Never it happened. It is happening in Andhra Pradesh, a place called Podili, and in Sampradaya schools, and in our own university. Swami Varu was wondering, if Nyaya Shastra is away from Sanatana Dharma, it is only clearing litigations, it is not law. Law means equality, equanimity, equilibrium, and equipoise. And this can be imparted to a woman. That's why he started the law college for women. Why not men? Men will take care of the litigation part. But women, if they are empowered with the legal knowledge, lot of family courts will disappear. They pale into insignificance. They can influence the society around. They can really make a wonderful thing by imparting this legal knowledge and also extending a legal support those who cannot approach even courts, etc. He has a very, very broader vision, and it is started already. So from this platform, from this particular sacred event, I pray to Jagadguru, Shri Shankaracharya Saraswati Swami Varu, to guide the whole mankind to live a correct way of living, with a sense of sacrifice, with a sense of charity, with a sense of eradicating the vanity, and shower his karuna. Because karuna has no equal word in English. So we use only karuna. Compassion is only daya. Daya is the lower level. Karuna is the highest level. His karuna, like a torrential flow, and all the mankind, by imparting a sustained knowledge, and also by guiding, by visualizing, by realizing various aspects of the society. The society is getting fragmented, people say. I say, a human is getting fragmented. Where is society without human? Where is a forest without a single tree? Where is a village without a single house? So it all starts from one, and one should become many, and many should become one. Ekameva advitiyam brahma. There is nothing called the other. We are all one. So the oneness, the unified effort, the unity, the purity, the divinity laced with love and service, they have become the very spiritual divine directions of Sri Shankar Vijayendra Saraswati Swami Varu, who has inherited everything from his Guru and Paramaguru, and we are, or we should be ready to follow the path of the Acharyas who have relentlessly worked for the well-being and welfare of this entire creation. In particular, I would like to emphasize on one point. When everybody was fearing to visit Kashmir and northeastern states, it was Jayendra Saraswati Swamivaru who visited with an indomitable courage and with a spiritual vision and brought a beautiful turnaround in those states today. People used to say, "Are you from India?" Even I faced that question. "I think you are from India. Can you give me your watch?" We don't have the watch. So we used to take away the watch and give. Today they say, "We are proud Indians." This particular change is brought about by Jayendra Saraswati Swamivaru. This we have to remember, and the faculty and students here today, and me and the Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, we are all here to pay our pranams to the everlasting divine memory of Jagadguru Jayendra Saraswati Swamivaru. One thing common I have seen in all the three Acharyas, the beautiful beaming smile. Even Paramacharya, because I was there, I was from my age of 16 with him. When he laughed, it was like a child laughing. Jayendra Swamivaru, though he is a very serious sage, when he laughed, it was matching with the smile of a child. I need not specially mention about Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swami, who wears only smiling all through. Even if it is at the 19th hour of a day, he will be the same as he was at the first hour of the day. So we have to draw inspiration and energy. We have to continue and propagate Sanatana Dharma through our life and living by speaking to people with humility and imparting knowledge without any partisan attitude, because Sanatana Dharma is universal and sacred. It embraces all faiths with the equal love and affection. I offer my pranams at the divine lotus feet of Jayendra Saraswati Swami and to our Guru, Jagadguru, Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamivaru, and also Shankara Vijayendra Saraswati Swamivaru, Satya Chandrasekharendra Saraswati Swamivaru. This is a beautiful lineage. 68th, 69th, 70th, and 71 Acharyas, 71st Acharyas. They are no different from each other. It is a beautiful chain of Gurus. Each one unfolds a dignity and a divinity of Sanatana Dharma in their own inimitable style. All that we need is to be with them, follow them, try to understand them, have a vision of them, see them, be with them, and tread the path they have already laid, which according to me is a royal path called Sanatana Dharma. According to my schedule, I am very much on time, because we could reach on time. I know it is about 40 minutes. I don't know whether I have crossed the time, but anyway, this is an opportunity for all of us to ponder over the past and look into the bright future where Sanatana Dharma will guide and guard the whole universe. Jai Jai Shankara, Har Har Shankara.
Thank you, sir, for that deeply enriching and enlightening lecture. Your words have truly given us much to reflect upon. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor to kindly step forward and present a token of appreciation to our Chief Guest. Thank you, sir. As we reach the conclusion, I invite Dr. Mayank Pandey to deliver.
नमो भगवते तुभ्यं वासुदेवाय धीमहि प्रद्युम्नाय अनिरुद्धाय नमः संकर्षणाय च वंदे सद्गुरुं चंद्रशेखरम्। अयि भोः मान्याः अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य पूज्याः अध्यक्षचरणाः अस्याः व्याख्यानमालायाः मुख्यवक्तारः श्री VSR मूर्तिमहोदयाः, उपस्थिताः सर्वेपि विशिष्टातिथयः, प्राध्यापकाः, विद्वांसः, छात्राः, सज्जनाश्च, अपार करुणासिन्धूनां जगद्गुरु पूज्यश्री शंकरविजयेन्द्र सरस्वती शंकराचार्य स्वामी पादानां, जगद्गुरु पूज्यश्री सत्यचंद्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती शंकराचार्य स्वामी पादानांच कृपया सनातन धर्मः उत्तम जीवनस्य अमृतं, सम्यक् जीवनस्य अमृतं, सुजीवनस्य अमृतम् इति विषयक व्याख्यानमालायाः समापनावसरे मया धन्यवाद अर्पणाय अवसरः प्राप्तः इति मम परमं सौभाग्यम्। अस्य व्याख्यानस्य मुख्यवक्त्रे श्री VSR मूर्तिमहोदयाय हार्दिकं धन्यवादं समर्पयामि। भवतः प्रेरणादायकं ज्ञानवर्धकं च व्याख्यानं सर्वेषां मनांसि रमयति। अस्माभिरद्य नैके विषयाः अधीताः। महोदयाः, पुनरेकवारमहं भवतां चरणेषु नतिततीन् समर्प्य धन्यवादं ज्ञापयामि। ततः अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य अध्यक्षाय सरलस्वभावधनिकाय कुलपतये प्रोफेसर G. श्रीनिवासवर्याय, प्रशासनकुशलाय प्रतिकुलपतये प्रोफेसर वसंत मेहता वर्याय, संस्कृत विभागस्य शुभचिंतकाय श्री आदित्यवर्याय, सर्वेभ्यः अतिथिभ्यः, प्राध्यापकवृंदाय, आयोजन समितेः सदस्येभ्यः, यांत्रिक सहायकवर्गाय नैके धन्यवादाः निवेद्यन्ते। विशेषतया उपस्थितेभ्यः सर्वेभ्यः श्रोतृवर्गेभ्यः मम धन्यवादाः निवेद्यन्ते। भवतां सक्रिय सहभागिता एव अस्य कार्यक्रमस्य वास्तविकं सौन्दर्यमस्ति। अन्ते ईश्वरं प्रार्थयामहे यत् सर्वेपि भक्तिमन्तः, आरोग्यवन्तः, सुखिनश्च भवन्तु इति। सनातनधर्मस्य आदर्शानां प्रचारे सर्वे निरन्तरं प्रवर्तन्ताम् इति उक्त्वा विरमामि। नमो नमः।